Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So after I posted my last video, the response from you guys was amazing. And the amount of positive comments that I received absolutely blew me away. If you haven't seen my last video, I will leave a link in the description, or you can click the thumbnail at the end of this video. I would highly recommend that you go and watch that as well. So I decided that after the response from my last video, I would leave a poll on my channel, giving you guys a say in what my next video would be. You guys did an amazing job. You all went and voted, and as you can probably guess from the title of this video, you picked another lettering video. So in this video, I'll be talking more in depth about my ones and zeros binary method, and I'll be explaining which letters go with ones, which letters go with zeros. We'll be going over lettering structure, and I'll be going over how to customize your letters, giving them style and flair. So here it is, another step-by-step guide to lettering. So I'm going to be starting off with the alphabet, and I'm going to be showing you each letter and whether it corresponds to a 1 or a 0. Some of them also correspond with multiple, so like the H, the M, the N and the Z, and the E as well, depending on which style you're going for with the lettering. Now we want to start out with each letter and which shape you see in them. I'll also be posting this along with some things that may help you on my Discord server, so that you guys can use them for yourselves and try it out at home. So here we have our alphabet. So let's start with, if they were capital, and with an A, I would usually start with that, B, C, D, this, because I'd use that as the back line to the D. So an E would usually go with this. Now E is a bit different because it all depends on whether you want to be doing this kind of E or whether you are actually going to go with something a bit more like this. Personally, I would use this because I would be going for something a bit more along these lines. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, obviously, P, Q, R, S, and you always use this, it's a bit more of a rounder letter. T, U, W again. So with X, I usually use a 0. Now it's a bit weird because it has a line through it, but I'll explain that later. Y and Z. So that is our capitals. Now if I'm doing lowercase, I would use circle, okay, D, same thing, D, F, G, H. Now this can be both. I, J, K, L. Same thing with the M. And again. O, P, Q, thing for these ones, except this one. And for the Z, again, same thing, but I would say you can either use this or this. It's completely up to you. Okay, so you'll notice that I've done these things in two of them. It's on the Z and the H. Now with this, you can use either. This fully depends on how you see the H or the Z. So again, with the H, that is down to you. That is completely up to you, because you could do this and then make your H that way, or you could do a 0 and you could do this, making sure that it meets up with the other side of the 0, the down stroke. Okay, either way you get the same shape here and here. Okay, now letters like M, N and W, I use multiple lines. This gives me more space to work with, and this kind of gives me an idea of how much space that letter is going to take up on the page. So for example, if I'm doing a W, usually I would work around it like this. Okay, so it gives me this kind of look to it. Same with the M. M is pretty much exactly the same. As long as it meets up with that line, as long as all of my lines are evenly spaced. I made a mistake with this one, but you get the idea. Okay, and the N, same thing. Okay, so that gives me those letters. And that right there is how every letter works with the binary method. Now, now I can do this just to show you what I mean. And like I've said before, this is the same for every letter. You can kind of see where I'm going with all of this. Okay, so now to the part of the video where I want to talk about style and flair. Now if we just take a basic letter shape, and we'll go with the letter G. Okay, and what I'll do is I will copy that. I will copy and paste that. Now, this is the part where we get to be as creative as we want, but we also have to remember that we need to keep the same lettering structure, because this shape is what the brain needs to see in order to recognize it as a G. Now, I'm just going to go in and add my own thing to each one. Now again, I'm also remembering the thick, thin pattern that we talked about in the last video. Okay, now you see that I'm always kind of sticking to these guidelines. Okay, so each letter does have the same structure, but they all look drastically different. These are just 3 examples that I wanted to give, and it shows that even though we follow this exact same G as a guideline, we can get very different results. And you see what I've done on this side is that I've done 3 identical G's, but I'm going to change them to all look very different from each other, but they all follow again the same shape. Now what I'm trying to show by this is when we add our own touches, they're usually small changes, but all we're doing is just adding some little things that make it a bit more personal to you or your client. So if I just go back over these G's, last video I did something like this. Okay. With this one I think I'm just going to bring it straight down. Nice and basic. Just keeping it nice and simple. Okay, as you can see, I've just gone for something quite basic with that one. So if we fill it in, this looks pretty simple, nice and neat. Okay, now when we come to this one, I'm going back and I'm remembering from the last video that I started with guidelines to basically show me where each letter should sit. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to add one more straight across the middle. Okay, and this is so that I can add a little bit of style to that letter and it stays consistent right the way through the letter. This again, pretty much following the exact same as this letter. But this time, just adding a little bit more style and flair. Can take rubber and we can do something like this straight the way across that diamond section, so that when we take this out we're left with that kind of thing. Now with this one I'm going to kind of add a bit of a broken look to it, so what I want to do keep doing little jagged shapes, random places. To make it look like it's been broken. And again, remembering that shape of the letter. Again, thick, thin, thick, thin. Remembering that. Okay, so there we go. 6 different styles, but all following the exact same shape. Again, I'll upload this to the Discord so that you can use these two to give it a go for yourself. But remember that we always want to break the letters down into basic shapes. So I guess that's it. This is my guide to the binary method and lettering. Now, as I mentioned before, I have a Discord server where I will be posting these images so that you can take them and try it for yourself. There's also a place for you guys to upload yourself and show off what you've been doing and how you've been using my techniques. There's also a place for you to get feedback and get a bit more of a one-on-one tutoring experience from me. So I'll post a link in the description for those that are interested. Also, don't forget to check out my last video where I explain how to go from ones and zeros to a tattoo-worthy design. So if you like this video, then please hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified anytime that I upload a new video. And as always, thank you very much for watching my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.